Very good morning to all of you. I once again welcome you all to this current video lecture. In the last lecture, we started the important spectroscopy technique that is called as the Raman spectroscopy. So in that lecture, we discuss about its introduction, its principle, its aspects regarding the structural elucidation, in which we studied what is meant by the Rayleigh scattering, what is meant by the Rayleigh frequency, what is meant by the Raman scattering, Raman effect, what is meant by Stokes lines, anti-Stokes line, and the Rayleigh lines. So all these important concepts we completed in the last lecture. Now in the current lecture we are going to study the mechanism of Raman effect, how this Raman effect takes place or how it is operative. So for this purpose we have to consider some mechanism. So the first important mechanism for this Raman effect is called as polarizability of molecule and Raman effect. Now what happens whenever we consider a molecule? Suppose this is a molecule. When this molecule can be interact with a suitable electric field, when the electric field is applied over this molecule, then what happens? The electrons and nuclei which are present in a molecule, they get displaced, they changes their position, means they get displaced. We can say that whenever such a type of electric field is applied on a molecule, each molecule interact with this field at a different rate. Each molecule experiences or it interacts with a electric field at a different rate. Due to such a type of different interaction, what happens? There is a creation of induced oscillating dipole moment. There is a creation of induced oscillating dipole moment. There is a formation of induced oscillating dipole moment can be takes place, and since this type of the induced oscillating dipole moment can be takes place, we can say that the given molecule becomes polarized. The given molecules become polarized. Now what is the meaning of this? It means that in a given molecule, when the electric field is applied, each and every molecule from a sample experiences or it interacts at a different rate, and due to such a type of the different rate of interaction, there is a formation of induced oscillating dipole moment. And we know that if a dipole moment is generated in a molecule, that molecule is called as polarized molecule. Now once such a type of the molecule becomes polarized, we can say that this polarized molecule has the oscillating dipole moment, and this oscillating dipole moment emits the radiation. This oscillating dipole moment emits the radiation. That radiation has the frequency same as that of the incident electric field. So we can say that according to this type of the phenomena, we can explain here the Rayleigh scattering. In this case, we explain here the Rayleigh scattering. In this case, we explain here Rayleigh scattering. We explain here Rayleigh scattering without considering their vibrational and rotation of molecule, without considering vibration and rotation motion of molecule. So in this case, what we consider here, if we consider the formation of an induced oscillating dipole moment of a molecule, due to which the molecule becomes polarized, and whenever your molecule becomes polarized, this oscillating dipole moment emits radiation of frequency which is the same as that of the your oscillating frequency, and due to which we can say that this phenomena explains the Rayleigh scattering. And in this Rayleigh scattering, we cannot consider vibration and rotation motion of the molecules. On the other hand, suppose when we consider the vibration and rotation motion of molecules. When we consider vibration and rotation motion of molecules, when you consider vibration and rotation of molecules, then what happens? These type of the rotations, this vibration and rotation motions of the molecules, what happens? They change polarizability, changes polarizability. It changes polarizability. They changes the polarizability, and since this polarizability changes, then what happens? If this polarizability changes, then what happens? We get the two type of the spectrum. Due to such a type of changes in polarizability, we get the two type of the changes. One change is called as the vibrational Raman spectrum. We get here vibrational Raman spectrum. We get here vibrational Raman spectrum, and second is called as the rotational Raman spectrum, and rotational Raman spectrum. So we can say that whenever such a type of changes in the polarizability can be takes place, we get here two type of the spectrum. One is called as the vibrational Raman spectrum, and second is called as the rotational Raman spectrum, due to changes in either vibrational motion of a molecule or in a rotational motion of a molecule. And these cases are nothing but our cases of Raman effect. This case is nothing but our Raman effect is there. So what happens? We can say that whenever a molecule can be interact with the electric field, then what happens? If there is a change in polarizability can be takes place, then and then only that molecule is called as Raman active. So for Raman active, your condition is that there must be change in polarizability can be takes place, then and then only that molecule is called as the Raman active molecule. Means if there is a change in polarizability can be takes place, then that molecule is called as the Raman active molecule. So this is the condition for Raman active molecule. So the first mechanism is called as the polarizability of the molecule. So in this mechanism, what we study here, first of all we study here a molecule can be interact with a particular electric field. Due to such a type of interaction, there is a displacement of electron and nuclei can be takes place. Whenever such a type of electric field is applied on a sample, each molecule interacts this electric field at a different rate, and due to which what happens, there is a formation of induced oscillating dipole can be takes place, and due to this type of dipole formation can be takes place, we can say that our molecule is called as the polarized molecule. When your molecule becomes polarized, what happens? This induced oscillating dipole moment emits radiation with a frequency same as that of the frequency of the oscillating dipole, and that's why we can say that this situation is nothing but the relay scattering. At that situation, we cannot consider vibration and rotation motion of a molecule. On the other hand, suppose if we consider now the vibration and rotation motion of a molecule, at that time what happens? Due to such a type of the motions, the molecule changes its polarizability, and since there is a change in the polarizability, we can say that these type of the changes can bring out two different type of the spectrum of molecule. One spectrum is called as the vibrational Raman spectrum, and the second spectrum is called as the rotational Raman spectrum. So you can say that whenever a molecule is studied under this Raman spectroscopy, if it undergo changes in its polarizability, then and then only that molecule is called as the Raman active molecule. So this is the first effect of mechanism of this type of the Raman effect. Now we have to study the second important mechanism for the study of this Raman effect, and that second mechanism is called as the quantum theory of Raman effect. Now what is there in this quantum theory of Raman effect? So we know that according to the quantum theory, what happens? Incident light is considered to be, whenever we consider a quantum theory, the incident light is nothing but a stream of photons. We consider here a stream of photons. So this light can be formed with the collection of a stream of photons is there. So these photons or this stream of photons having energy, that energy is equal to the h nu. So this h nu amount of energy is there for any type of the electromagnetic radiations, which are nothing but the flow of such a type of the photons. Now when such a type of the stream of photons can be interact with a particular molecule, then what happens? These photons undergo collisions. These photons undergo collisions with the molecules. These photons undergo collisions with the molecules, and when this type of the collisions can be occur with a particular molecule, two type of the collisions is there. One collision is called as the elastic collision. One collision is called as the elastic collisions, and the second collision is called as the inelastic collisions. Second is called as the inelastic collisions. Now what happens due to these two type of the collisions? Whenever your collision is a elastic, when elastic collision is there, then what happens? There is a phenomena that takes place, is nothing but your Raman effect. When this elastic collision is there, the effect which takes place is called as the Raman effect, while when this type of the inelastic collision is there, that effect is called as the Rayleigh scattering. That effect that phenomena is called as the Rayleigh scattering. So these are the two type of the collisions can be takes place whenever incident radiations can be interact with a particular molecule by the collisions between this molecule and these photons. First collision is a elastic collision, second is a inelastic collision. Due to elastic collision, Raman effect can be takes place, and due to inelastic collision, this type of the that type of the Rayleigh scattering can be takes place. So now we can say that these two type of the collisions can be takes place. One is a elastic collision, second is a inelastic collision. When the collision is a elastic collision, that scattering, that is a Rayleigh scattering, can be takes place, and when inelastic collision is there, Raman effect is obtained. Now this type of the interaction for a molecule with that of the radiations can be studied with the help of such a type of the interaction. So these interactions can be given in a given figure. So we have to study this figure for the quantum theory of Raman effect. Now there are three different figures, figure A, figure B and figure C is there. These figures are nothing but the figure of potential energy versus internuclear distance. Now in this figure, first of all, if we consider the figure B, is there. Now what happens? Suppose we consider a molecule. If initially your molecule is present at the first energy level, when this V is equal to 0, at that time, suppose when the incident radiation is applied on this molecule, or when these photons are applied on this molecule, then what happens? It absorb the radiations, that is a h nu I. This is the energy of that particular molecule, so that particular radiations. So after the absorption of this type of the energy by the molecule, it goes to the excited state, and that excited state is called as the quasi-excited state. Once this molecule goes to this quasi-excited state, after while it want to become stable, and if it again return to the original position again with V is equal to nu is equal to 0, with the emission of the radiations with energy h nu s. So what happens? Initially molecule is present at the nu is equal to 0, After that it goes to quasi-excited state, again it returns to the same position with nu is equal to 0. So we can say that the original position and the later position are same. So whenever such a type of the situation is there, we can say that this type of the situation indicates the phenomena, and that is called as the relay scattering. This phenomena is called as a relay scattering, and the process in which this type of the collisions can be takes place. These collisions are nothing but your particular, this just we consider here these collisions, and that collisions are nothing but the elastic collision. This type of the collisions is an elastic collision, and due to this elastic collision we get here relay scattering. Next to this, if we consider figure A now, what happens in a figure A? Initially your molecule is present at the energy level with nu is equal to 0. It absorbs the electromagnetic radiation. It again goes to the quasi-excited state. After that it returns again to the original position, but now it cannot be remain at this nu is equal to 0. Instead it goes to energy level with nu is equal to 1. So we can say that the original position and later position is different. So whenever such a type of the position is there, in which what happens, this frequency of the incident radiation is greater than that of the frequency of the scattered radiation, and this Raman shift is the positive. So such a type of the lines which is obtained in a spectra are called as the Stokes lines, and these Stokes lines can be obtained on the left hand side of this relay line. And if we consider this figure C, so what happens in the figure C? Originally your molecule is present at the energy level with nu is equal to 1. It absorbs the electromagnetic radiations, goes to the quasi-excited state, again it reverts to the energy level with nu is equal to 0. So again it misplaces to the original position and later position. In this case what happens? The frequency of incident radiation is less than that of the frequency of the scattered radiation, and that's why this delta nu is equal to negative, and the lines obtained due to such a type of the interaction is called as the anti-Stokes lines, and these lines obtained in the spectra on the right hand side to that of the relay line. So these are three different type of the situations can be arises whenever a flow of photons can be interacts with a particular molecule. Figure A, figure B and figure C explain or describe the three different situations. One is due to elastic collisions and two due to inelastic collision. So this is regarding the behavior of this molecule with a particular flow of photons. Now this next figure indicates the spectrum of a molecule, that is a Raman spectra of a molecule. In this Raman spectra, at the centrally situated part, one line is there. That line is called as a relay line. This relay line has nu I is equal to nu s, means both these frequencies are equal to each other. That's why this delta nu is equal to 0. So we can say that this relay line is obtained due to elastic collisions. On the other hand, on the left hand side and right hand side, two lines are obtained due to the inelastic collisions. On the left hand side, Stokes lines are obtained. On the right hand side, anti-Stokes lines are obtained. The intensity of the Stokes lines are higher than that of the intensity of anti-Stokes lines. So this is a important mechanism of a Raman effect called as the quantum theory of Raman effect and the resulting spectrum of a molecule. So in a current lecture we consider the mechanism of Raman effect. So two important mechanisms we consider in this lecture. First mechanism is called as the polarizability of molecule and the Raman effect, while the second important mechanism is called as the quantum theory of Raman effect. So these are the two important mechanisms of studying this type of the Raman effect. So this is the conclusion of these two different type of the mechanisms given by a particular molecule in order to study its Raman spectra. So with this we stop here. Remaining points we will cover in a next lecture. Thank you.